So now, I believe that because I was prayed up, because I had meditated, because I had done my prayer work, I had done my reading, I had done all of that stuff, that could have turned out a lot differently than it did. He was actually in a lot worse shape than I was, that I was fine. So when I talk about putting feet to your prayers, absolutely, praying, believing, that's all part of our faith, but sometimes you just got to put some action in motion, right? You got to create some activity, in the direction of what you've been praying about. I'd love to be able to tell you, because I love to do this, I'd love to be able to tell you all you have to do is sit home and meditate, and sit home and meditate and sit home and meditate, because I love to do that. I love to be with my books and ring my bells and light the incense and the candle and look at my holy pictures, and I love that stuff. I love that stuff. But sometimes you got to roll up your sleeves and do something in the world. Absolutely, this is the point of putting feet to your prayers. While we're waiting for our healing, we could be all down and depressed about it, but when you're down and depressed, it's hard to receive any kind of blessing when you're grumpy and negative and disbelieving. It's like you think God's going to look at you and say, "Oh, you grumpy puss. You poor little grumpy puss. Do you need a blessing in your life?" It's not going to happen. That I have to be in the mindset that healing is taking place. Absolutely, I know it. And what is the action I am to do? What action do I have to take? That this condition that I'm facing is a temporary condition. I know that. It says this too shall pass. God will always do God's part, but only as I do my part. Yes, I've got to pray. Yes, I've got to believe. That's the bare minimum. That gets you into the theme park, right? But what I'm talking about, am I taking action? Am I doing all that I can? Sometimes, people will come and say, well, I want to do or be, and you can fill in the blank. But the one that happens in Los Angeles all the time is people say, well, I want to act, I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to do circus tricks, I want to do whatever I want to do, right? And if I take another job, aren't I telling God that I'm not serious about my being a circus performer, right? And it's like, no, because, as a circus performer, don't you need a little car that clowns get out of and things to juggle and, where is it? Don't you need a supply of rubber noses, right? You need things to be in the business of circus, right? So now people will remember this is the talk where he wore the nose. Okay, but you need things to be in the business of circus. So God says, he so wants to be in the circus that he's willing to do these other jobs to support his ongoing circus unfoldment, right? He's not serious about the circus, so he's taking another job. Because on earth there are things, on earth there's still DWP. On earth we still have to go to the grocery store and do stuff like that. So science of mind, it doesn't promise something for nothing. It says you can have what you become in consciousness. So how am I becoming more in consciousness? And sometimes that becoming more in consciousness means I've got to do stuff out here in the world. I've got to put feet to my prayers. Often, one of the greatest things we can do to heal other people, to heal ourselves, is to pray for other people who are going through a similar thing. So, you need work. So you pray for somebody, you have a friend who needs work. Or you just pray for those people out there who are looking for work. Or you want to be in a loving relationship. And you think, well, I don't want to pray for my friend to be in a loving relationship. That means they make it the last good one, right? And then there'll be nobody else, right? So you have to know that when you pray for other people to heal the same things that you are going through, you cannot help but benefit. You get some of the grace from that as well. You cannot consistently and sincerely pray for other people and not have that ultimately bless you. Sometimes, I've just got to say, it's not just enough to pray and believe. Like I say, that's your ticket into the theme park, right?